more Mirage. This time I'm gonna make sure I use the Mirage build I have with the operator focus tree and sentinels and companions or inspectors. So first with the focus tree and then with the sentinels, or with the sentinels and the focus tree together.
I have received word from Kanzu, the infested boil that once threatened the plains of Eidolon. It has grown back, uglier and more putrid than ever. Remain on standby. I may need you at a moment's notice.
So now that that's out of the way, I've now typed this stuff down. Now we're going to paste it, copy it, paste it. Yeah, it worked. Alright. So now sentinel and focus tree. For this example, I'm going with Yunnair. More armors, more health, more immunity. She'll need it because she's a squishy Warframe. And since I'm not going to be using I'm not going to be removing this to put on resistance to toxic effects or any type of elemental effects, which is okay if you don't remove it. I just find it more convenient. The less damage you take, the closer or the further your mirages are away from you. So, you must factor everything in Warframe. You just have to factor everything in Warframe. Because if you remove this and the area of effect isn't good enough, you'd be dead. The same as with bombs. If a grenadier shoot a grenade at you and explodes, it's not like effects over time like elemental enemies. Those are effects over time. A bomb is one shot, one kill. Done, sir, done. But if you could use your focus tree, you could resist enough damage in time. But let's say the toxic is so high, it's like almost like a one shot, one kill, or two shot, one kill. Then you will need something like this if you're not going to be using natural talent. But since I'm using the Mirage with the Excalibur Radial Blind, you don't need to worry about using your fourth. So that's where something like this comes into play. So you use this, or you use this, or you use this, or use this, depending on what level and how much of these type of enemies are around. That will be your primary goal. Typically, typically uh, I would say an installation is very necessary because you move slow. But if you have rolling guard, or if you do the roll effect, it's not that bad because you're rolling. Obviously, you're going to move slower, but if you're rolling, then you go a little bit more faster. Not so much for this, or with regards to toxic. Once your shields are down, it stays down permanently, depending on how long the status effect of electricity lasts. So even if you do rolling guard for 3 seconds, your shield could still stay down depending on the duration period of the electricity, which is no good because then you're only depending on your health. So there's no time for shields to be recharged if the duration period is holding your shields from being recharged. That's what I'm trying to say. So in many cases, this is more important than this. And flames, obviously, flame is probably the worst one because flame goes directly for your health more than anything. Toxic goes through your armor first, then gets your health, but flame goes straight for your health. I mean, it burns through your armor, have to get to your health. Well, fire definitely goes for your health faster than toxic does. It also helps to take down shields because once the shield starts to burn, it goes down as well. Then it goes from the armor. Anything that goes directly towards your health is a problem. And once you're on fire, it's going directly towards your health because your whole body is on fire. You're overheated. So in many cases, this is very important. But that's only if you're in a mission where there's a lot of flames. So it all depends on the type of enemies that you're going to be fighting. If you're going to be fighting mostly um, corrupted enemies that are all corpus, the general consensus is you always use diamond skin versus all corpus because all corpus weapons are radiation based, or almost all of them are. And against infested, the general consensus is always to use antitoxins. And versus Grenier, since they're always bullet weapons, the general consensus is always to use either flame repellent or electricity. Because what Grenier does is they try to lower your electricity and then kill you with their bullets. Corpus, their whole spiel is to use radiation to kill you with their weapons, to cut through your shields and cut through you like a diamond. And toxic are all about burning through your armor and then getting to your health. So I'm going to test this build. I mean, I could leave on stretch so I could take less damage, but I'm now going to have invulnerability with regards to rolling guard and with regards to Unir. That gives you stagger resistance, slow resistance, and some invulnerability for 4 seconds. And also, my Warframe can revive me if I tap square before I fall to my death. So I switch from Madarai, which is for killing, and more like for surviving. And if I want to kill, I just use this. So for someone like her, who's so squishy and easy to kill, The more important thing, more than everything, is to keep up your armor and your health with regards to her. Obviously, if you kill everything in the area, you don't have to worry about it. But that doesn't apply to Exuma's enemies, because they have status effect duration, and she only have 185 armor. She'll die in a heartbeat. The moment her shields go down, if it wasn't for rolling guard and for the armor over here. So I added a little more resistance. So now she has rolling guard as resistance, toxic as resistance because that's the enemy type I'm going to be fighting, armor as resistance, and invulnerability to slowing down, stagger, and before I fall to my death. Let's see what else invulnerabilities have. I think it only has that one. Yeah, this one has slow resistance, more armor. She needs all this, all this. All right, and for the sentinel, I would add. You would then have to go through your sentinels and realize, well, the time you spent trying to revive your sentinel is going to be bad because then you'll get KO'd. So you need a sentinel that's not an animal. So if your pet dies or your sentinel dies, it's no big deal. Then that means you're all alone in combat, unless your pet can come back to life, which they stated that they revamped in order for you to indicate where your pet died. But it doesn't state specifically. It doesn't state specifically that um, you don't need to revive them. Obviously, they're going to come back to life over time, which means you could leave them alone. But if you don't want to leave them alone, you have to revive them. So I typically go with sentinels instead. Now, the one thing that typically has always annoyed me is, well, it's not really annoying. It's basically a voluntary choice that you can make to see text within your chat or not while they're trying to do stuff. So it's up to you. You can take them all off if you want. See, I can't even see what it says over here. See, now I see it. Okay. Alright, so to go back over everything, fire up, no good, no good. The objective of the sentinels to assist you, not for it to assist itself, or to assist itself a bit, but also primarily to assist you more than anything. This is important for it to stay alive, obviously, especially in Steel Path, but not that important. Um, Definitely not going to be using those Where is it? I don't think it's here anyway. Okay. This is kind of important. Yeah, very much so. But let's see what I have on. No. Don't have enough space for that, really. And not really, not really necessary in combat. More necessary when you're looting, yes. The objective is never to give your sentinel a weapon. You give them a weapon, you allow the enemy to start shooting at them. They're simply there to help you. If they take AoE damage, that's about the most they'll take. And they will do some stun to the enemy if the enemy gets too close. But you cannot allow them to take the offensive. Their sole objective is to be defensive for themselves and for you.
Tenno, the balance of power continues to shift. Navigation is marked with new invasions.
You will only put something like vacuum on if you're farming. If you care about farming. If you're not interested in farming, then you don't need to have that on. This is Sentinel capacity itself and revive is down on her. This is very important in survivability as well, especially when you're fighting Archons. If if you go down fighting an Archon, there'll be no one to revive you. So it's important for somebody or something to revive you. It will die in your place. Well, no, that's the other one. Okay. And this is very important as well. If they get too close. So, not so much about health. Health orbs increase armor for companion, which is good. Increase the companion survival. Not so sure about holster though. Let's see what else we have here. Guardian. Boost owner's shield by 2% when it runs out. I don't need my shields to be boosted. That's fine. That is at 400. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need them. Don't need my sentinel to go into attack mode. Regen is necessary, but I have prime regen on. Health, fibers, fine. That's good. I believe we are good. Destruction. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay, so this is what I'm going with. And don't put a weapon on the sentinel. So the only damage the sentinel would take is from AoE. You might take damage if they stun an enemy, but if the enemy is stunned, and he'll keep enemies from getting way too close like a butcher. Infested, they'll all be running at you, so that's where you need the zappy zap. And I think that's it for her. Well, yeah, one other thing to increase your survivability. That was Sentinels aiding you, Operator aiding you, and no Invigorate for Mirage today. So she cannot increase her survivability because it's only for Naros, Protea, and Chroma today or this week. Already have the subsumability radio blind on. Archons, I haven't put any Archons on her. Otherwise, this will also increase her survivability. So unfortunately for me, this will be my last build with Mirage. But the standards that you will want to have on for your Archon for her, it will be obvious within her setup right here. You will want more armor. Specifically, you'll want at least 2 or maybe even 3 more for armor. But I would say only 2 for armor, because you already can survive like 175 bombers with 185 armor anyway, because it's not about the armor. But if you want to survive just a little bit longer, you put more armor. What you need is more efficiency with regards to energy, because you have to keep doing more radial blinds. So you want 2 blues, and the blues are for radial blind to get more energy. 2 blues and 2 for armors. And efficiency with regards to using your power. So actually, no, now that I think about it, if you're trying to kill, you will want 2 reds and 2 blues for more energies and 1 for armor. So if you are about killing and you want to kill everything with Mirage, I would include 2 reds, 2 perfect reds, 2 perfect blues, and 1 armor. But if you're not about killing, you're more about surviving, you would put 2 blues on and 2 oranges for efficiency with regards to blues, and I guess 1 red for increase with regards to health. Or I know what, put 2 reds on for health, 2 blues on for energy, and 1 yellow on for efficiency. That's the thing, because what the red offers here, critical damage, strength, duration, more duration. So you'll put 2 reds on for more duration with regards to your powers. You don't need strength, you need more duration, so you put 2 reds on, and you put 2 blues on for energy to get more energy, and you'll put 1 yellow on for efficiency with regards to health orbs. Or if it's an issue with regards to casting speed. But that's not the case with radial blind, so it's more efficiency on energy orbs. So 2 blues, 1 yellows, and 2 reds. Specifically 2 reds, because you want more duration. Now if you don't have a problem with duration and duration is not the issue, then it's more like 3 blues and 2 yellows. So no matter how you look at it, what's the primary objective here? Primary objective is never to run out of energy and to have resistance before you go down, which is to resist the damage. And the only way to resist the damage is to have more armor with regards to resisting damage. So you either put on 2 blues for more armor, and then another 2 blues for more energy, and then 1 yellow for efficiency. So that's how it could go. You could have your tank Mirage having 2 sets of blues for armor, and another 2 sets of blues for energy, and 1 for yellow. That's for a more tanky Mirage. But if you don't want that, you can always go with 2 reds for more duration, 2 blues for more energy, and so on and so forth. So you don't have to keep casting radial blind over and over again. Typically what I would go with, because I'm trying to save radial blind for efficiency, I would go with 2 blues and then 2 reds for more duration to get me to at least past 200, or at least maybe 1 red to get me at 200, and then another blue. Yeah, so my setup would be 2 blues. Actually, you know what? I think I know how to do it. I think I know how to do this. I keep thinking to myself, I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it. I just need to find a Warframe that has it on them, remove it from them, and then put it on her. I believe yeah, Rhino has it on him. and I have a full stack set. Alright, so I'll take it off Rhino for the moment. I'll remove them from Rhino. And I'll put them on her. Oh, but he has multiple reds on. Okay, well I have to remove him from Trinity then. I need at least 2 perfect blues. 2 reds and 1 yellow. I have to use Trinity then. Wait, can I remove him from here? Yeah, I should be able to. Yeah, I can. Okay. Remove. Are you sure you want to remove the embedded shard from the slot? Shard will be refunded. My materials will be consumed. Alright, yeah. Okay. So 1 red. And okay, so I keep forgetting I gotta do this in order to fund. In order to remove and in order to add, you need to always have Hellmite materials. So this is the sucky part of it. So I might not be able to get what I want today because I have to remove and add. But I want to show at least what I'm trying to do in this video. Alright. Now I can remove this one. See if I have enough material to remove this one as well. So 2 blues. Yes, I do. I just need a yellow. I think Fold has a whole full set. He doesn't have any yellows on him though. What else? This is suck, man. I need my Nyx to have what I want. Okay, so he has a perfect yellow on. Okay, I'll use him. Okay, so he has the perfect yellow I need. But I have to fill the hell off. Feed him. What the hell? Oh, okay. I was just about to. Alright, So now that that's done, I could now finally put the shards on Mirage. Effectiveness. Oh, I keep thinking efficiency and effectiveness. So fuck, that's not it then. Then it's two reds. Okay, fine, it's two reds. It's two reds, not a yellow. Alright, where are you? This sucks, but it is what it is. This is a testing, so I have to test properly. Yeah, the infected in the ship is a real piece of work. It always talks to you because it's alive. Yeah, so in this situation we're going to go with duration to get it to 200. And armor. No. And more health. Or no, more energy. And more energy. Because we got to do multiple radial blinds. So we got two. And now... Strange, I thought I took off two reds. No, I took off a yellow. So now I need one more red, and then I could put a yellow here. Or wait a minute. Is it two more blues? Because I increase armor. Yeah, it's two more blues. Shit. That's a lot. It's a lot of resources. Might not even be able to get two more blues. I might have to use that yellow. I could maybe get one more perfect blue. The hell might it might not even allow me past this. Son of a bitch. Damn it. Okay. Let's feed him again. He's used to that now. That little caution means that he's fed up of eating that. He's that type of picky eater. He's a very picky eater. I fed him that. I fed him that. He doesn't like this. He's a picky eater. He's kind of fed up with this. Caution is here. Caution is here. Yeah, he doesn't like that anymore. Christ almighty. Alright. Man, oh man, would I even make it? Might be able to get it there. It's just... his satisfaction will just go down. Alright, so I had to do it. And that's it. And that's it. I believe that's all I could do. Afterwards, he won't allow me to do it again. I won't have enough resources to do it a third time to keep feeding him. So this is all I could hope for right now. So it'd have to be 3 blues, 1 reds, and 1 yellow for orb effectiveness. Which might not be so bad. It might not be so bad. I might actually need that yellow. Health regeneration. So it's at this point I have to decide. I have 2 energies. Do I now want health regeneration, or do I now want more armor? I believe armor is not necessary in this situation. I've survived 175 gunners, 175 bombers, as long as radial blind stays up. So the more my health keep going up, I won't go down. I have chosen a little bit more health, a little bit duration, a little bit more health, 2 more energies for the radial blind, and now effectiveness of all my powers. It's not about casting speed because radial blind is pretty good. Don't care about parkour. Effectiveness on health orbs might actually be more important than effectiveness of energy. So every time I pick up a health orb, that might be more important for my survival than effectiveness of energy orb. So I'll use that instead because she's very squishy and every bit of health might be essential for survival, especially against infested. So three blues, 3 perfect blues, 1 perfect red, and 1 is not so bad. The duration has went up. The energy amount has went up, which means multiple radial blind. And effectiveness on health has also gone up based on regeneration. This is a build that's good. Probably is not the best one, but it's good based on what I've put on. 3 blues is very good. So to go back over what I just did for today, I've added 2 for energy, 1 for health regeneration, which you could put 2 for health regeneration and 1 for energy, and 1 for more duration and 1 for more efficiency. We'll see how that goes. I'll keep it like that for today. I've using the same build from yesterday, and the only thing has been replaced has been the stretch with regards to toxic resistance, because I'm going to be fighting infested, and everything's pretty much the same from yesterday. And so that, and now Sentinel has been added in regards to assisting me in combat. This is a setup. He's mostly going to help me rather than help himself because that's necessary. And focus school has been focused on. So 3 things were done today. 1, Archon. 2, Sentinels. 3, focus school. Change to Yanaro rather than Manarai for killing. So it's all about surviving. Sentinel will boost my survival. Focus tree will boost my survival in regards to spawning, in regards to invulnerability, and what else will boost my survival? Archon, Sentinels, and focus tree. Yes, those 3 things. Oh yes, and the operator. But the operator is part of the focus tree, so you could say this is operator. So 1, 2, 3. So now I'll test. All of that video, all that talking was for just to set things up for today, to finalize my girl Mirage here. She's not really my girl. My girl will always be Nova, and Sarn and Nyx. Those are my girls, my trinities. Mirage is good though. And since there's only 13 hours and 51 minutes left on Plague Star, which means I only really got today to do this, For the next 2 hours, I'll do Plague Star, and hopefully my video stays up for about 2 hours. If not, I'll do a quick test on them right now. It's important for me to say these things first before I go into missions, so to show them. So I've added 3 additional factors towards her survival. The build yesterday was magnificent. I loved it. Went more than 3 minutes against 175. Added even more to my survival now. More than 3 minutes might not seem like anything to certain people, but to me, it's a lot. Because that's 3 minutes in a secluded area with not a lot of cover, and no enemies are spawning, which means the time an enemy takes to spawn into a mission gives you time for your shields to be recharged. Cover gives you time for your shield to be recharged.
Kanzu's favorite gun. Swazdula! Killer!
So, we're first going to test it on advanced enemies, and then we're going to test it on steel path enemies. If it works on advanced easy, then we'll test it on steel path. In all truth, I should just test it on steel path right away. Why waste time?
One more off the docket. Hop 2. Great risk from the Eurasian zone. The infestation. I was beginning to think it would never touch us here. That it was a thing that happened out there to others. Naive. I need you to take Vahek's toxin and kill the boil.
Unfortunately, in Steel Path mission, it's not all about yourself. It's about protecting things sometimes, and mission will fail. So even if you manage to survive, does not mean the objective will survive. So
Of course, maggots seek to burrow away from my caves. Maggots, lest you be crushed. Vahek, a two-bit despot with a mind half an inch wide and a face like a rejected skincraft. Council would like you to make his life miserable. Well, more miserable.
Toxin secured. Be prepared. Vahek knows what we're up to now. I am directing you to the location of a Grineer chemical mixer. Use it to prepare the toxin. The mixer is inside that vault. Clear out the area so we can use it.
Keep them away, Killer. That machine must finish its work. And when they do, we'll hunt them for sport.
destroy the mixer. Stop them. The mixer needs more time. Keep the Grineer at bay. Drone will serve as an optimal delivery system. I've marked one on your map. Drone located. Pack in and insert the Thrax toxin. I'll steer it toward the boil. Peristalsis. Antibody production has escalated. Prepare for a massive immune response.
Try to protect these rats, but you will fail and fail! Well, you got the reaction. Big as a house and half as smart. Knock it on the head, eh? reaction. Big as a house and half as smart. Knock it on the head, eh? Maggots! You tried to protect these rats! You fail! And fail! And half as smart. Knock it on the head, eh? Fools! Pop! Glistening magnificence. But you just made it angry.
Attempting to fight off the toxin. Kill it to weaken the infestation further.
But it was not enough. Not yet. Hit it again. And keep hitting it till there's nothing but a hole in the ground. No. No! No! During these dark nights, Cetus is grateful for your help. Nakak will keep you supplied until we beat this. Go see her. I've put Nakak in.
Alright, so Mirage testing a group. Alpha Steel Path. Good. Now Mirage testing sortie. Solo sortie. And of course the final test would be Archons. I don't need to do all the Archons if it could survive past the first Archon. If the first Archon is not stealth, if it's just exterminate or mobile defense, then it's good. If it's stealth, then I ain't using her. Hive is okay. Let's see, first one is hunt. Okay, you know what? Let me skip. If I could do an exterminate Archon of 135, obviously I'll be able to resist a sortie of enemies that are level 100s. So it's just testing. I already know I could do 150 pretty easy because I already fought 175 enemies. But you have to factor in Exuma's enemies as well. So once I beat this one easy, then other twos are going to be just slightly difficult. And that means this build is pretty good. So I'll solo this sortie. I mean this Archon by myself. If this one works out good, then that means this is a good build. Because you only really need to be able to beat level 150. This is the highest level in the game. I guess if you put it to Steel Path. Let's see. If I put it to Steel Path, let's see if it'll go up or it's still the same. No, if you put it to Steel Path, it still stays the same. So it doesn't really matter if you put it to Steel Path or no Steel Path. Or maybe I have to get out and then go back in and check it. No, it's the same. So it doesn't matter if you take it off Steel Path or not. I'll put it back to regular. It will also be... Archons are always going to be 150 most. So if you could beat the 135 with this Mirage, you could obviously beat the 150 with this Mirage. So I'll just check out this build, finalize this build, and close it out for today. And close out Warframe for today, and I'll be hopping back on Warframe tomorrow. But today's Assassin's Creed time, baby. Assassin's Creed for Thanksgiving. And next week will probably be a Zaku build. Before November's over, I'll do a Zaku build. Yeah, I haven't played with that Warframe a lot.
Fazul's faithful believe they can secure a place in Sacred Tau if they massacre the unbelievers. We have no choice but to break them with force.
In blood and glory, we ascend. In ecstasy, we die. Can you say the same?
Wait a minute, hold on. I still have that, oh man, I still have the toxic mod on from fighting the Plague Star guy. Oh damn. I wonder what the hell was going on. Something felt off. I didn't know what it was, but something felt off. So I don't need more range for these guys because they only go up to 150. Once you get to 175, you might need a little bit of range. So I'll give myself more efficiency in this case. So if you're fighting level 200, 300, you will obviously need a little bit more range, or even with 160, 175. But for these enemies, they want to go up to 150, so should be fine. some more efficiency is needed in this case. Or duration if you want them to stay longer, but more efficiency. I keep forgetting the reason why I give myself range is to affect everyone with the radial blind in range. Because not everyone's going to be bunching up. But since this is the beauty part about not being an assimilator, is that the enemies are all going to come to you, which allow them to all be blinded within the vicinity. And not all of them are going to be spawning in the same location. So you don't have to really worry about range unless you're doing, what is that mission? Defense or interception, where you have to protect multiple ones. Exterminate, not so much. So I'll put range if you're doing interception in this, if it's interception. In this case, the logical thing is just more efficiency. This makes sense. We already know which is the best build, and it's the one with the range or natural talent here. That's the best one. Range or natural talent. Stretch or natural talent. This is just for me to have fun. If I don't always want to be depending on my efficiency for radial blind, you know, I'm going to need that natural talent with that range. But if I'm going to just not worry about efficiency, then you're going to put in some more streamline to get yourself at 175. Note, the
faithful believe they can
the 175 is only needed if you're using the fourth
if they
ability.
massacre the unbelievers.
Not so much if you're
We
not
have
using it.
no choice but to
So
rid
I
them
only use
with
175
force.
if I'm going to be using the fourth a lot, or radiant blind are at a ridiculous amount.
In ecstasy, we die. Can you say the same?
See what I say about multi-shot? He's basically shooting, like say, one bullet a minute, but there are multiple bullets that are splitting up in an arc. Those things can be deadly once the enemy goes beyond a certain range of power in level. Moment your shields go down, rolling guard. Always look at your lower right, always look at your upper when your shields are loading. Since spawning enemies take a time. 1, 2, and proceed. Radial blind. Once per group. The further you are away from them, the longer it takes to kill them, but if you're too close, it also is bad, because the multi-shot from your gun won't go into effect if you're too close. Keep in mind, these are level 135 enemies. Am I good with energy? Yes, I am.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Keep it moving, never stay in one place, keep it moving. Super 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let them close in a little. Too close, I'm too close. Keep this one at the M, and it's good, that's good. Rolling guard. He's down. Excellent. Sentinel did his own spawning thing when I went down. I could have survived that easy. I just wasn't paying attention. I was confident in my power. This is when you start to get conceited. And you forget that you are a glass jar.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Rolling guard. What the hell? I ran out of bullets. I ran out of bullets to survive, but I ran out of bullets. Oh, I keep forgetting I brought the shitty weapon. So I don't count that death, that previous death, because I wasn't paying attention. I was too cocky. In other words, she's quite easy to take care of these enemies. I was too cocky. I wasn't paying attention. You got to pay attention to everything. Pay attention to your powers in the lower right. Pay attention to your shields in the upper right. Pay attention to when you initiate rolling guard. Pay attention to your operator. You don't really have to take a lot of damage at all. You could pretty much stay in your operator form for a long time until you decide to initiate your shields. You could make your operator bring the enemy, say hey, hello, hello, and keep your Warframe recharging their shields while you're over here. And shields are back up. This is a shitty weapon because it doesn't have the stacks on it. In other words, it doesn't have radiation on it. That's why it's taking so long. So the weapon is not important, and that previous death isn't important because I was just being conceited, thinking that she was super powerful. That's how you get killed.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Keep it moving, keep it moving. Don't stay in one place. Keep them guessing where you are. If you see Exilus enemies, kill that person first. These regular guys are nothing. The Exilus ones must be killed first. My sentinel has done his thing, shocking the guy from the back. Rolling guard. Bringing him away from my Warframe while my shield recharges. Sentinel is frying him while his shields are down, so he cannot move. See how important this Sentinel is? I could basically stand here and he can't do jack shit. But never get too cocky, because that's what happens. Hello, I'm over here. I'm over here. Oh, he's getting fried by the Sentinel. That's all she wrote. Of course, the shade frame is also good as well if you don't want them to see you, so you could recharge your shields, especially in Exterminate. You could pretty much use shade in Exterminate. Stand in one place, enemies be around you, shields recharge. You get out of stealth by moving. Lots of orange, lots of reds and yellows. It's pretty much dead. Always pay attention to first and third. Out of ammo, because this is a shitty weapon. Well, the stats on this weapon hasn't been powerful enough.
Let's go on the offensive.
Who's that behind me? That's Exumus. There he is. I should have brought a melee weapon. I only brought the weapon itself.
I will consider what I've learned from the skirmish.
Wrong weapon, man. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting, what is it? Should have picked the Grattler or Corvus. Shields going down. First and second are still active. Yeah. Yeah. Wrong weapon for this party, man. Which is weird because this thing has a whole lot of ammo resource. I mean, it has a huge ammo magazine capability. So the fact that, and I got, I'm pretty much sure the build for this weapon is at past 100 status effect type. So, the problem is I didn't put it with regards to fighting corpus enemies, which is there's no radiation on this. That's the issue. But this is a good Mirage build. The only reason I died before is because I was being cocky, but these enemies are nothing. Pretty much already killed 60 of them at 135. No problem. Very good build. You just gotta remember rolling guard. You gotta remember when to initiate certain things and abilities. You Exumus bastard. Another reason why you bring your melee weapon is so you could do, once you do radial blind, one shot, one kill, boom. Not so much with a weapon. So always have your weapon set, your primary, secondaries, and your melee weapons. I'm only using my primaries in this mission, which is something you shouldn't do. because I was testing this in simulation yesterday, so that's why that is. If this weapon had on radiation, these guys would be dead by now. Close, but not too close, to make sure the whole multi-shot gets towards them, but don't go too far, otherwise the multi-shot won't hit them. Like you see, if it goes in white, that means a lot of the rounds aren't hitting him, aren't getting those close shots. Enemy what? What is this? Wait, it said something. Don't know what it said. Ah. Oh, that's why he was in here. Give him time for him to revive. He's down, but he's gonna revive himself. I swear to God, if I had radiation on this thing, these guys would have been dead long time ago. And if this weapon was built with the perfect build and had a ribbon on it, and it does not have a ribbon on it either, that's another thing. Ribbon as well. Ribbon also increases your chance on your weapon, secondary, primaries, and on your melees. You should be surprised how that could factor into for your survivability. Once again, some energy there and some... Nope, gotta wait for ammo. To show you how shitty this weapon is, even if I get, even since I have 100, more than 100 status and multi-shot on it, and this thing has a lot of ammo, it doesn't even matter. It might be good if I put a ribbon on it, but at best it's average. That's fine. Come on. Come on. Why are you taking forever? Don't tell me this is a glitch. Okay, that's a glitch. The hell? That's weird. Alright. Who else is left? Oh, you. Attack on my health. Alright. Oh, you as well. Okay. And the only reason I'm gonna try to get to the end of this, because I don't really need to beat this mission. They're just gonna keep throwing zoomies and other stuff at you. The only reason I'm gonna get to the end of the mission, maybe they'll throw a level 150 at you at the end. So this is a good build. You just gotta remember to keep it moving. Keep it moving. Watch your efficiency. You will always have energy orbs to drop in regular missions. In Steel Path, you will always have time to wait for the next initial energy drop or ammo drop or health drop. And you can always throw in a Spectre to assist you in combat. So there are many ways for your survivability to go. The main reason why I just tested for Mirage is to see how she could survive by herself first before anything. That's why I tested against the gunners and the bombers, her and her alone. Not even Spectres, not even focus school. Obviously a focus school has to be attached to the Warframe, but as long as you don't use your operator, only the passives are going to go to the Warframe and not the active. And even some passives won't go unless you initiate your operator. So you don't have any choice in the focus school sometimes. So this is a pretty damn good build. She can survive 150 easy. You just got to keep it moving. Never stay in place. There's one more. Okay. Oh, and another thing. If you're in a mission and you're at a place where you don't see any enemies around, and you're not worried about rushing the mission, wait for if your numbers are start to drop like they're dropping right now, wait for it to drop, and don't initiate it until you see your next group of enemies. Save yourself the time and save yourself the duration and spending of energy. So just run and then wait till you see them, then initiate. One is up there. Area of effect explosion. Keep it moving so they can keep shooting at your Spectres and not you. Keep it moving also so the area of effect stays away from you. From their electricity or from their guns or the multi-shot. Remember, these guys carry lasers, always keep that in mind as well. So they're always going to be shooting directly forward. It's not like bullets where you could just worry about them missing and then getting towards you. Or one bullet missed and goes in an arc. That's the advantage of fighting Corpus. Their weapons are going to go in one laser pattern, so if you could kind of figure out following the pattern of the laser, you could avoid a lot of death. Same with the electricity. If they're shooting at an image of you, if you know where they're going to be shooting or which one they're shooting at, and typically they're shooting at all of them. If there are 4Ds, each one is going to shoot at a specific Spectre or a specific Mirage or different Mirages. So you just keep it moving. So that's the one handicap that the Corpus have. Sometimes they have laser weapons that just fire once, and sometimes they have projectiles that fire multiple times like that one. And out of bullets. I'll try to see if this will do something. Not so much. Yeah, that one was me. That was 100% me. He hit. There of effect kick. Trying not to get too many whites. Trying to get as much yellows as I can. It really is a terrible weapon, man. Christ almighty. It's only good if you're fighting level 1 to level 100, but once you go past that, past 100, probably even past 110, you're gonna be wasting a lot of ammo. The only thing that could save this weapon is probably a ribbon and probably an elemental damage effect that you have on your weapon to kill the enemies faster so you don't waste a lot of bullets. Wish I could turn off her ability. They should put that on all Warframes to turn it off so you don't have to waste the duration. But then again, that's bad because it means you have to spend more energy to initiate it again rather than just wait for it to come off.
Transference still holding.
Bring the shields down, goddammit. Come on. They're getting too close to my boy. I mean, my girl. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. Everything else is just me painstakingly trying to get through this mission with this terrible weapon. If for some reason they change it up, then it won't be that terrible.
Let's go.
Jesus, man. It's a painful journey with shit weapons. See, this is what happens when you have shitty weapons. And that's how that works. It's terrible. It's terrible. People think the gunfire is good, but it's not. It's only good if you have a ribbon and good elemental damage effect on it. But that's basically Mirage in a nutshell. That mission was way beyond 10 minutes, way beyond 20 minutes. Could have been shorter. Very good build. Very good build against 135 to 140 level enemies, or 130 to 135. Easy 130, 135. Could easily go to 150. No prop. This is a good build. This weapon is garbage. Would never use it unless it has a ribbon or a good setup. And since I was only going the mission with just one weapon, that's why that failed. And yeah, I would say this is good. This is good build, good run, even though the mission was terrible. The survivability of the Warframe was fantastic, and well worth the price of admissions. Fantastic, fantastic Warframe. Fantastic build. Had more than enough energy to spare. Could have used Exumus. Could have used Spectres. Didn't want to, but it was magnificent build. I killed more than half the enemies. Actually, I killed 100 plus enemies, and only had like probably 50 or 60 left. But the weapon, because I was using one weapon, and the weapon stats wasn't elemental, and had no ribbon on it. That's why that was so painful. But yeah, very good build. Very good build. Am I going to do it again? No, because I already defeated more than 100 enemies in the mission, and they were all level 30 to level 135. Pretty easy. What I'll do is I'll group up with people to finish this, because I still want my Archon shards, so I won't waste any more time anymore. So anywhere from 130 to 140, this Warframe can do it mission easy. I'm pretty sure 145 is easy as well. It all depends on how you deal with the Exumas first, or Exiles first. Make sure you take care of them or lure them away from the rest of the enemies, so on and so forth. So I'll go public, and I already killed, like, how many of those Exiles did I kill? Probably like 10. 10 Exiles. About 8 or 10 of those Exiles. So she has no problem taking out Exiles that are beyond level 100 or beyond level 135. So if you're interested, if you're new to the game, you're new to Warframe, you want to find a good build for Mirage, this is a good build. It's not the perfect build, but it's a pretty damn good build. And with Operator, with Spectres, with a Sentinel, and also with ribbons on weapons, and having all weapons set, and understanding how the game mechanics work, no problem. You could solo everything in this mission. Everything. No problem. So let me group up with someone, go public, finish Archon for today, and probably do Assassin's Creed sometime later. Probably take a break into Assassin's Creed. It was just building test build today. For Mirage, she works magnificently against level 100 and level 175 still path enemies, and obviously she beat level 130 enemies quite easy and survived longer than 10 minutes. I was in that mission far longer than I was supposed to be. Probably was in that mission for like 30 minutes. So with this build, yeah, anyone that's beyond level 100 can be handled easy. So let me just do this mission with other people, just to get it out the way, because it's a pain for me to do it again by myself.
Fazul's faithful believe they can secure a place in Sacred Tau if they massacre the unbelievers. We have no choice but to break them with force.
In blood and glory, we ascend. In ecstasy, we die. Can you say the same?
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Ordained. I intended this. I planned it. Your murder. Our martyrdom.
You have done what needed to be done. Hazul's delusion must end. Hazul has stowed sacred Narmer artifacts in Corpus conduits. We need to ransack them. Little Duck will guide you.
Alad Bey's selling the latest in asset security. Conduits. Put the key in, and you can pull the shinies out. Trick is, you've got to wait to open. Something happens to the conduit before you can pull the goods. You don't get the goods. Ever. Also, the bleeders Alad sold the tech to will try to kill ya. Give that console the old bypass so we can get this thing started. This isn't your regular vault job. Allied V sold the conduits with interference routines specifically designed for the Tenno. Don't you worry though. I've got some workarounds. Conduit keys are carried by high-ranking mucks. Knock them down. See what they've got. First key. Right. Find a matching conduit. Hear that beeping? Demo unit's on its way. Demo unit's looking to depart this mortal coil and take you with it. Keep it clear of that conduit. Demo unit incoming. Don't let them near the conduit. Demo unit coming in fast. That thing blows and you can kiss the conduit goodbye. Seconds before the system resets. We can take them again. Game? is on. We kicked a clown car. Here we go. With it. Keep it clear of that conduit.
Norma offers freedom. Is that so terrible? Freedom from desire and responsibility alike. Find freedom in surrender, as I did.
Demo unit incoming. Don't let them near the conduit. Improvement? Won't be looking that Kubidon in the mouth. Demo unit coming in fast. That thing bows and you can kiss the conduit goodbye.
Examine this hall in detail. We will learn Narmer's secrets.
Examine your own heart, Nita. peel back its blackened layers and look deep.
Check, ejecting.
Naira. Could she somehow be responsible for what Era has become? A repayment for what he did to her? The Serpent is old, Tenno, and full of secrets. You found her. Stay on the move. Those eyes can kill. This gate only opens to Narmer prayers. Tear the veils from deacons and use those. The Deacon is invulnerable. Take down his flock first, then him. I do not know if Pazul is truly the leader of the Archons, or their puppet. Of all of them, only Naira has the guile to seduce Era like this. You dealt with Archon Naira expertly, Tenno. Her kind may expect no mercy, no protection.
And that's it for Warframe for today. The build was good. Survived longer than 20 minutes in a regular mission. Against level 130 to level 135 enemies. Only died because the weapon I had was ridiculously weak. And yeah, other than that, pretty damn good. Pretty damn good build, if I must say so myself. Um, Hardly had to worry about energy once I installed the arcanes to give me energy in return. Really didn't need streamline in there. I could have put whatever I want in the slot in order to add to survivability. If you're not fighting a specific type of enemy, you could always, I guess, you could always put in prism guard. But if you're with a group of people, you could put in total eclipse so they could get the benefit of eclipse if they're near you, or this. But typically what you would want to do under fighting very strong enemies will always to have natural talent, because in those real sticky situations, that's what's going to come in. But like I said, once the Archon shards were installed, I never have to worry about the inclusion of an Augur mod anymore with regards to Augur message. So that's not needed anymore because I put the Archon's shards in there to increase duration. So the only thing here you can put in now is natural talent, or for better resistance against AoE damage, stretch. And that's my build for this Mirage. Either put stretch in along with the Archons, some ultimatum. If you don't want to use ultimatum, you could use anything to increase the weapon damage. If you're not, but I will always suggest if you're in mission and the enemy drops energy, this will come in handy. And this works. This build works. It works better than just streamline, narrow-minded, and continuity together. It works better than having regular prime continuity on, because you have the benefits of this type of Archon continuity on with regards to inflict status effect, as well as whatever effects you have on your weapon. So it works. I'm not sure if there will be a conflict of interest with regards to two elemental types versus each other once this inflicts like a toxic corrosive effect, status effect, and then your weapon has radiation. Maybe they both hit the enemy. Either way, I keep this on. This is my build for Mirage. With brief respite on, and this kicks in sometimes, but because Mirage has her Mirages, and because she has rolling guard, and because I did multiple tests with regards to range, and AoE effect, and duration, and efficiency, and amount of energy spent per each ability, and the inclusion of a subsume. This is a decent, I would say, sub-tank build for Mirage. Not a super tank build, but a sub-tank build, which it means it's above the regular build for regular Mirage to make her tanky. So this is a tank build. This is a tank build for Mirage. It's not the best tanky. It's not a god build, but it is a tank build. Make no mistake, it is a tank build because it's able to fight off enemies while using subsume ability to stun them. Without a subsume ability of blind or anything, you will solely have to depend on your fourth ability to do the blind ability, which means you will naturally have to have natural talent on because our fourth ability is so slow. So if you are not going to be using any type of subsume ability to increase crowd control, you will have to use natural talent in order to use your fourth. So if you do not have a subsume ability, this will be the build to go for in order to use your fourth ability to blind enemies. And remember, it's important to blind them, not keep the fourth ability on to protect you, because unless you have strong strength, it's not going to kill enemies fast that are beyond level 100. So the sole purpose of that fourth ability will be to cast this multiple times just for blinding purposes, which is the same as casting this multiple times for a blinding purpose. But if you don't have a subsume on, you'll be using this instead. The only difference between this and this, well, there are many differences, but the only difference between casting this and this takes less. This takes extremely fast. It doesn't even have a timer for when it's cast. It's just use it, boom, enemies down. This one, she has to go into an animation first, then cast, and then it takes effect. So this is like a good 4 seconds longer than Excalibur blind ability, which I would never use her fourth ability to blind enemies. You would have to use a subsume in order to crowd control. If you don't want to use a blind, you need to have something as fast as radial blind in order to grab enemies. Maybe Vauban's crowd control abilities, but that's a fourth. It has to be a second ability, or it has to be a third ability, or it has to be a first ability that crowd controls that's equal to the speed of radial blind. Otherwise, it's pointless. So this is a very good build. and you could try this out. And you could either try out 2 energies for more energy consumption, or you could just give yourself 1 for adding 50% more energy, and 2 blues for adding health regeneration instead of energy. So 2 blues for health regeneration, 1 for energy, 1 for the duration to get it above 200. So you don't have to depend on Augur message. And I guess the 4th one could also go towards effectiveness of energy orbs, so you could get even more health back in return. Sort of, yeah. So that's it. That's it for this. Pretty damn good build. Could take out level 100 enemies easy. Could take out level 130 easy, and 140 easy. I'm pretty sure if you take out level 140 easy by himself. Solo with level 150, that's Exilus enemies. Might put a little bit of difficulty, but I highly doubt it. This Warframe is very squishy, but with this build you'll be able to defeat any enemies from level 1 to level 100 like it's nothing. As long as you remember, keep it moving and pay attention to your stats of your shields and your ability timer.